Hey, what up guys? Mike here with Step-by-Step Programming. Today we're going to add a table view to the app in 6 steps. So you can use this for your personal apps, or you can just follow along to learn how it works. Step 1 is to drag the table view onto the view controller using the interface builder. And then 2 is to add the Datasource and Delegate protocols to the class declaration of your view controller. Step 3 is to add the table view as an IBOutlet to your project on the view controller. The step 4 is to set yourself as the delegate and the data source. And then after that, we're going to add the necessary methods to show data in your table view. And then next, we're going to add the data that you're looking for. So without further ado, let's get started. Now see, I have this TableView tutorial app. It's just the single view app, you know, when you go file, new, file, or I'm sorry, file, new project, and you do the whole single view app thing. Then we're going to go into the storyboard, and we're going to add table view. Now you could add a table view controller, which you know, skips a couple of these steps. Like you don't have to add the set yourself as the delegate and the data source, which I'll explain later. Yeah, so you skip a couple of steps with this, but just for the learning purposes, let's do the table view into the view controller that we already have. And delete that. Does this button not look like this button to you guys? I mean, that was what just happened there. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to take table view, put it right there, and then stick to the sides here, 0, 0, and then stick to the bottom. Let's give ourselves some space. I mean, I don't know, 150. Just in case you want to put something cool up there. I don't know, whatever you want to do. And so we have nothing going on at the moment. And we're going to go in here, and it says content dynamic prototypes or static cells, which for right now we'll just stick with dynamic prototypes. It doesn't really make that much of a difference unless you're getting really into like the minutia of it. So we've added a cell, and we'll come back to this later to add data and everything. So our next step is to go in here, and we're going to add the necessary protocols. So we have UITableView data source, UITableView delegate, and you know, you'll see Xcode, yeah, there it goes, throwing some errors at us, per usual. And we'll see how to fix those later. It's really easy. But for now, what we're going to do is create an IBOutlet right here for our table view. So we're going to go here, set up the assistant editor, get it side by side, makes this process easy. And we're going to take this table view, and we're going to control drag it into here, and let's just call it table view. Yes, very creative. And there we go. So we don't need the side by side anymore. Go back to the view controller, X out of that. And so the next step is to set the data source and the delegate to self. So let's go TableView dot data source equals self. TableView dot delegate also equals, you ready for it? Self. Yes. The suspense is killing me, right? Now back to the errors that we were throwing up here. You're going to see type view controller does not conform to the protocol UITableView data source, and we're going to click that. Do you want to add protocol stubs? Makes it so easy. Just click fix, and it gives you the table view number of rows and sections and the self or row at index path, which are both necessary, and your app won't run without these in the view controller if you plan on using a table view. So it's kind of sloppy up there, just, you know, good coding etiquette here. Say to put that down here below the view did load. And so here we have a number of rows in section, and number of rows is just the number of rows that we want displayed here. So we're going to go, let's say, return 5. It's expecting an integer. and we'll just say 5, just you know, because we want to. And we'll change that later depending on the amount of data. And so here we're going to go into cell for row at index path, which is basically, so you're telling with this specific method, you're telling this what goes in here in the cell. So first we're going to create an instance for the cell, and we're going to use DQ reusable cell. And so we're going to go, I have to type in TableView first, .dq reusable cell with identifier. So this is weird, right? What's an identifier? If we go in here and we click on this prototype cell, it's going to have a reuse identifier. And trust me, it will throw this error. See, prototype table cells must have reuse identifiers. And that's because you really need it right here. The app has no clue what cell it's looking at. So go into the cell, and you want to go up here, or right here actually, and select the cell. And for reuse identifier, we're going to go to, we're just going to call it cell, right? Yeah, we're getting very creative. And so we go in here with identifier, since it is a string, put it in quotes, and make sure that you capitalize everything properly. You know, anything that you add, it has to be spelled exactly the same. And then I'm going to do for index path. And then just to test if it works, you know, we haven't added any data or anything yet. It is expected to return a TableView cell. So I'm just going to return the cell that we just created. And let's run it. Oh, this is an old one. And so there, it's there. There's nothing in it, so it's pretty boring, but it works. So you know, if you got that, give yourself a pat on the back. And next, we're going to add data. So data is added using arrays in TableView, and you can save the data using things like Core Data or Realm Database, which you can check out also tutorial videos on here on my site. On using both of those to persist the data. But for now, we're just going to create an array, and we're going to just to show the data in the table view. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to say var array equals, and so that'll set up the array. But let's go ahead and put some data in there. Let's go with so we have, okay, let's do 4 pieces of data. And it's going to be an array of strings, obviously. And we're going to say I can create a table view. And the next one is while I'm doing it. And for the next one, we're going to be I don't need this guy's help anymore, which is the level I hope you get to. And then the next one's going to be step by step is actually awesome. My bad. So we're just having fun here. And the thing we're going to do is, so in here we have 4 items, as you can see, and this is going to return 5, which is going to throw an error when we run the app. So in order to do that, we're going to go return array.count, which returns an integer, and that's all we have to do for this number of rows in section. Now in here, we have nowhere that's going to display this information. So let's create one. I'm going to go cell dot text label dot text, and we're going to set that equal to array, and it's going to be the index path as selected up here, and then dot row, which so if it correlates basically if you're in if you're in row number 1 or 0 as they call it for the computer's sake. 0 will display the first bit of data, 1 will display the second, and so on and so forth. So let's see if that worked. Yeah, there we go. And so you can see it scrolls, does all that neat stuff, and there's a lot of cool creative things that you can do with table views. I mean, they're everywhere in iOS. Obviously, if you have an iPhone, you see them everywhere. And if you check out my my video on using Realm database, it shows how to persist data in a table view. So check that out. I'm also making one on core data and making one on using custom cells. And so those will be up in the next couple weeks, and I'll put the links in the description. You can download this tutorial on my GitHub in the link below also. And thanks guys, hope you liked it, and hope to see you in some more videos.